Generational genocide. Here we go. So they're making generational genocide.
Yeah, because my friend said that generational genocide is literally what's happening right now. Makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Because you can't convince me otherwise that they did not release COVID.
COVID. Who?
The government.
The government?
I swear.
The U.S. government?
I feel like it. I know it said China.
What makes you say that?
I just feel like there's too much population.
Oh, okay.
So we can go down this rabbit hole if you want to.
I will. Yeah.
So,
sure, let's do it.
The generational genocide thing is because, like, for instance, releasing the COVID, kill off the old people.
The COVID. The China virus.
So release it, kill off the old people. And then now raise the rates up so high that the young generation can't own their own shit. But guess what? Middle age is good.
Okay. So what is your evidence to prove that the government may have released it?
I just feel like they are. They dirty motherfuckers. Like, I don't trust them.
You don't trust the government?
Hell no.
Why?
Why should I?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't trust them. I don't think they have our best interest.
Really?
That's just me.
So you've countered situations where you believe that the government is doing these maybe nefarious things out of self-interest. Well, the people within the government, that's what you're saying.
I think they're trying to stay in power. And
not just the government as well. That's what you're... Not just the government as a whole. You're just talking about the majority of people within the government.
Yeah.
May be doing nefarious acts in order to achieve self,
just to stay on top.
Self-worth, I guess.
Just to stay on top is what
just to stay on top, just to have power and just to keep power. So that's what you're saying.
I mean, think about it. I mean, what wouldn't they do? I feel like I mean, and also not just that, but with them, and I know interest, blah, 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 like interest rates and stuff are high and stuff. And I know that they gave out money during COVID and everybody will bring that up too. But it's just, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like the middle, like if you're like 45 to 75-ish in that range, they're good.
They're good.
And they don't care about the younger people trying to
get better.
Well, trying to get their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that some of them, well, it depends to an extent. Like, what perception are you looking at it from?
I just think they're evil.
Just the whole government is evil? See, I've thought about that for a while. Like, just the whole government being evil, because I can definitely see it. But I don't think that everybody within the government is completely evil or have evil tendencies.
Well, yeah, there has to be some good guys fighting.
I think that there's definitely good guys that are actually concerned with the people instead of just trying to stay in power, just trying to do government positions or have government positions for self-interest.
Yeah. I mean, I get they do try to help in the sense, but like, they have, unemployment, which, food stamps, stuff like that to help people that are struggling.
Yeah.
But at the same point, like, I don't know. I think they're more evil than good. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's a possibility that it could turn around. There could be a possibility. Like, terms. Definitely there should be terms in Senate or the House.
Oh, amen.
So you should only be able to be in there a certain amount of time.
No, I agree with that.
And that definitely... You shouldn't
be in there till you die.
You should not be in there until you die. You definitely should not. That is super crazy.
It's crap is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely crazy. But also, I don't think that younger people should be able to be in there either.
I think there should be an age limit because the maturity aspect of it and, like, I know me, when I was younger, I just, like, just you're living your life, you're experiencing new things. And I just feel like when you're young, you got to, how do I say it? Like, for me, you just have to experience the world in the sense of there's different aspects. Everybody has different things, how they're going to experience the world.
Exactly.
Like,
there's a bunch of different things that influence their perception of how they go about doing things in their older years.
And that's another thing. They're very influential. Very influential at a young age.
So like the culture too influences them.
Yeah. I mean, like for instance, right now you got Taylor Swift is promoting Kamala or whatever. Harris.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then that affects a large majority of people because she has a large fan base that look up to her.
Yeah, but they follow blindly, and that's what scares me.
That is very scary. No, that is actually very scary because I noticed that a lot of people, especially, they are influential, especially my age and younger, especially
age?
in their teens. I'm 24.
Okay.
So a lot of people my age are largely influenced by the influencers and popular, powerful people. Because they are so popular, people with a large majority of clout, as you would call it, if they said do something or say something, then the people that follow what they do automatically want to mirror what they do because they want to be similar to that person because they see them as empowered or they see them as very influential and they want to be influential as well. So then they're like, okay, so let's just do whatever they say. So then
and follow what they do.
So
I can get to their level.
Exactly. Whether they do it subconsciously or they do it consciously, they're still doing it regardless. And most people do it subconsciously and they're not even aware because even in the entertainment and music industry, people are easily influenced by those things because it affects them so positively. Like people listen to music and get a positive reaction because, oh, I like this song. And then they don't even realize that some of the things that are said within the songs are impacting them, influencing them subconsciously.
Yeah, that is a big thing, honestly. Music subconsciously. I've heard there was another, we can go down rabbit holes all day.
Most definitely.
I heard another one was the, what is it? I'm not going to say it right, but what the bass or beat is at, it's lower.
Like the frequency.
And I heard that in a lot of the rap stuff and even some of the rock stuff, it's lower decibels. Is that the right word? Decibels?
I'm not sure. I don't I'm not very familiar with whenever you start getting into fine details like hertz, decibels, and
I think it's something like that. It's lower and supposedly like lower can make you more depressed and sadder and
whereas
have an influence that way.
Upbeat tempos are more like
I've also heard it can drive anger too, like in the sense, and I know it can, but like in the sense of the beat itself.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
So if you listen to a more hard beat, you're like, dang, I'm really going to go out here and do some crazy shit.
And if the lyrics say stuff like,
do
go
some
kill
crazy
this motherfucker.
Shit. Then we're going to go kill this motherfucker.
Then you're going to be like,
yeah, let's go kill that motherfucker.
Like, and that's one thing, like a lot of murders happen just on the fly. They don't happen. And think about the music that could be
They're not premeditated. Is that what you're saying?
So I'm just,
I don't know.
It's all the shit that surrounds us, man.
A lot of the murders or a lot of the violent crimes, I heard a statistic, and I always quote it because it's a crazy statistic.
What is it?
It's like, I don't know the exact number, but I know that it's in the 90% range. 90+% of violent crimes that are committed in the U.S. or just, I think that it's around the world. I don't remember, but I'm just going to say the U.S. because that's widely reflected across the world. But is 90% of the violent crimes is committed has to do with drugs, has to do or has a relation to drugs and alcohol and or alcohol.
You mean those things like they hurt you or enhance? No, I'm just
not directly. Yeah, but yes,
but it is true.
It is true.
I mean, some people like can turn into a whole different person. Like my ex back in high school, when he drank brown liquor, he would become mean.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a lot of people do. It affects people differently. Some people, but it's not just there is alcoholism, but it's not directly that. It could be the way that it influences that person could make them want to go out and do some crazy shit.
Yeah, but honestly, it's a lot of what we surround ourselves with too. I feel like negativity versus positivity in the music too,
and the music, and the culture in general, and all of that influence. Because I think that I also read somewhere is that in the book Behave by Robert Sapolsky, he talks about a lot of the things that influence us whenever we're younger. And of course, he's a biologist of some sort, but roughly, and a neuroscientist. He also talks about how the environment that we are in has more impact than what we are brought up, like how we are born. Genetics and environment, those are the two biggest factors of how you're going to, or the factors of how you're going to be whenever you get into it, your adult stages.
That is a big thing, especially with parents. These parents that go out here, and I get it, unexpected pregnancies, they do happen. I get that. But the people that go out here and they're like, I just want a baby so damn bad, I'll next person, have a kid with, or they just go out and they're not careful and they do have a kid. You're bringing that kid up if you're not financially stable and stuff. And I know I'm not even financially stable, and but it's one of those that the stress of the household and the stress of the parents can really influence how they parent to the kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because if you're stressed and you come home and you've worked an 8-hour shift and your husband's worked an 8-hour shift, you know what I'm saying? And then you come home and the kids screaming and hollering and they're playing tag and they break something. You're trying to fix supper and you're trying to cook and clean.
Yeah.
And then you go off on them. That's going to stick with them. Like how you talk to them too,
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean,
and trauma just growing up and I mean, it's just a constant recycle of trauma if it's not dealt with by the other people too. Because even that's why I say that he quotes 80% and 20%. So 80% is your environment that you grow up in, and 20% is your genetics and how they interact with the environment that you grow up in. Yeah. So whenever you are a younger person or a child, if you want to say it, then your parents always influence how you go about doing things, even whenever it's interacting with each other. But I do think that
I could see that.
Like interacting with each other and the kid, it's all interactions that the kid witnesses the parent do with other people. That's how they roughly get most of how they handle other people on the personal level.
I get that, because if you met my dad, like I'm him. Like I'm the girl version of him. Literally, like my dad loves to talk. I won't shut the fuck up.
Hell yeah. I felt that. That's how I am.
I mean, and it's funny because we'd go in grocery stores and like mom would be like, "Why's dad taking forever? Go in and get him, Catherine."
He's over there talking to people. Hell yeah.
Shit, I go up and I'll be like, "Hey dad, mom's in the car. She's, da 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 da." And then he'd be like, "Okay, well, man, I'll let you go, he'd leave." And I'd go, "Who was that, Dad?" "I don't know. They knew me, though."
Oh, man. That happens to me so often in stores and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I just be talking to people. I'm sorry I don't remember who you are. I really don't. But if I do, shout out,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. I think that's the thing. A lot of people are scared to put their foot in their mouth. That's why they don't want to talk to people.
Yeah. So they don't want. I see what you're saying. I kind of see what you're saying.
But I do want to get back on the subject of the nurture
I was literally
nature.
just thinking about that. Where I was gonna say after that.
Main part.
I was just stalling. I'm over here stalling. Man, kids and parents, that's what we was talking about.
Well, see, my thing is, it's also how the parent handles things too. Because my dad, he whooped us with a belt.
Yeah.
And you best believe, as soon as mom be like, "Look, you better act straight," or as soon as dad comes home, I was like, "Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Hell yeah.
Do you need the dishes done, ma'am?"
And you had to get them done.
Yeah, well, I mean, the belt, that's shit good. Scared me. Like, I mean, he literally is 3-inch thick belt that was all leather, and you'd get 2 or 3 across the ass.
Yeah.
And that shit, man,
that shit'll get you. That shit'll get you back in line.
My thing is, though, he always done it with the utmost respect. I respect my dad, and if I have kids, I want to raise them like he did us.
That's really awesome.
Because he would come up to us and be like, "You know why you're in trouble?" "Yeah, I done blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Yeah."
That's very good.
He would have you lean over, get your whooping. Mm-hmm. Then he'd stand up and he'd go, I'll either give you a handshake or give you a hug.
Yeah.
Because I still love you and you're still my kid.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
And it was after, I knew I'd done something wrong, but he still, afterwards, I still love you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And some, I think Chris was more of a handshake guy.
Disciplining with love.
Chris would be like, and then I'd be like,
Heck yeah.
But it's how you handle it. That's my
exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. The family unit. I think the family unit and the just all around good families is how we can make society a better place.
Well, my thing is, we don't have families anymore because nobody has the finances to be able to have a single parent income-based household. Like, my mom stayed at home while we were being, like, from when we were born till when we went into kindergarten. Jonas was the last one. So, she, all throughout me, Chris, Jones, like, all of us growing up, she was there. Now, when we started elementary school, when Jonas started, she went back to working full time. Yeah. So she worked up here at Martin Starnes and Associates, which is my aunt's tax firm. Yeah. So, and she was able to go on field trips because, she could take off and do stuff like that. But not every job's like that. But my thing is her being there and raising us, and like, a big thing for me, I love math and science. I'm really good at it. Yeah. I don't know why, but I do know why, because my mom sat down, and when she was teaching me, she would calm me down when I'd get angry, and she'd be like, Catherine, just, take a break for a second.
Chill out. Calm down.
Go walk around the house for a second, come back. Yeah. And we'll try it again. Out. Exactly. And it was the calm approach that really helped me as definitely. A kid, because I'd get angry at it and be like, I just don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, and single parenting too is, I would say I don't experience any of that, but I do understand and empathize with other people that have been in those situations. And then just those people that are raised in that situations too. And I've talked to a lot of different people on both sides. Yeah. And I understand that from my understanding is very, very stressful. Let alone, and I know other people too that are, duo in it that's got the mother and the father, and they are still stressed as well about the whole situation. And then there's also the dynamics between the mother and the father as well that, like we said before, influences how those kids turn out to be. And then, well, I always look at it as it's always best to have the mother and the father there, because that could influence how you're disciplined and how you go about responsibilities. And then that also influence how you are, because you may have not been disciplined the same if your father didn't take the belt to ass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. And then when if parents do separate, it's like, well, why are you beating them? And, they want to fight each other. And it's like, stop fighting each other and start focusing your energy on the child. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then they use their children as pawns. Pawns, exactly.
That's exactly what my ex and his baby mama done.
Oh, really?
She would fucking keep his kid, like, try to keep him away and all that shit.
Like with leverage and just blackmail.
Yeah, shit like that. Like, that I'm not even.
Like, you do this and this, or, I'm keeping the kid or something like that.
But
like, that is shitty.
He wasn't the best dad either, but.
That is definitely shitty. But I do always say, and I always say this on the podcast too, that it's definitely best to have if you're going to have a kid, from what I've seen other people and how, everybody has been raised and who I've talked to, I can see that it's definitely best for there to be a loving father and a mother in the household to raise a kid to be fit completely, for the most part, for the world, because that's what you're doing. If you're raising a kid, you're raising them for the world, or raising her for the world.
And that's hard to do if you're raising yourself too, because that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying don't have kids young, because if you can do it, whatever. Yeah. But it's one of those, like, you're learning yourself, so you're trying to learn yourself and learn how to be a parent at the same time. Yes. Because I don't have kids. But I've always been the, like, mother figure of the group, I guess you could say. Like, I always take care of everybody. I'm checking on everybody.
Yeah.
And not just that, but like, excuse me, whenever we do family get-togethers, I'm the one playing with the kids and entertaining the kids. And, you know.
You're a motherly figure.
Yeah.
Do you want to have kids?
I do.
Really?
But it's not looking so hot.
I
can't find anybody. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not dogging the men out here, but y'all need to try better.
Y'all need to get a little bit better.
I mean, it's just, my thing is like, I'm not asking for much. I want you to have a job.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
No, it's not hard.
I'd like you to have a car. Which, you believe it or not, is actually harder. I've had guys hit me up on dating websites.
Pull up
out
in
of
the
state,
Uber.
Out of state, asking me to drive to them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't want to drive. Or they have anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, everybody has anxiety when they drive.
Everybody?
Pretty much. I mean,
I don't know. I never get anxiety when I drive.
Have. Wait till like you're driving down the road.
Wait till you drive my car.
No, you're driving down the road and it's like piss and rain. And like,
shit.
You can't see in front of you.
Oh, that happened to me the other day.
That right there is stressful.
Remember
that didn't give you anxiety?
No, it didn't give me anxiety.
Bullshit.
But no, I swear to God, I don't get anxious whenever I used to drive a lot. I used to be an Uber driver and I used to be a pizza delivery driver.
Oh.
So I used to drive a lot.
Okay.
So I drove through all that bullshit, but there was this
so no wonder it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
You don't count then.
well, the other day, I have to admit, usually I don't pull over if it's really hard raining. I usually just thug it out, just drive really slow.
Yeah.
But
Flasher.
this other day, that happened whenever there was the last hurricane. But it wasn't a hurricane, it was a tropical storm at the time. But it came around, and it was super duper rainy the other day, right through here, right at the fucking road down the road. You know what I mean?
And these aren't marked good either.
Hell no. I was driving right by the fire department. Not this one, but the other one down yonder.
You're so sorry.
Hell yeah. So I was driving down there, and it was raining really, really hard. So hard that I couldn't see.
Damn.
So then it kept on raining, and I was like, fuck me.
Pulling over.
I got to pull over. And I really did. I pulled over at that Dollar General.
Which one? I'm trying to think where you're talking
Dollar
about.
General down yonder by the fire department. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about Sugarloaf? There is one in Sugarloaf.
Down yonder. Damn.
Sure. Yeah.
Past this lot, past the other lot, past
like
the
you're
other
going
lot.
to
Turn
Hickory?
right. Like you're go past Kodo's.
There you go. There's some direction.
Turn right at Kodo's at that lot. You're going from here to
Sugarloaf.
Kodo's.
So Sugarloaf. It's literally Sugarloaf.
I reckon. I really don't know.
It's Sugarloaf. If you're going down 16,
down yonder. That's what I said.
That's where I live.
Yeah. Yes. Hell yeah. Now you understand.
Yeah.
So I pulled over right there. The point of the story, it was raining really hard, and I pulled over. First time I did it.
Wow.
I haven't did that ever.
Well, I mean, there's a first time for everything.
Mm-hmm. But anyways,
back on track.
Back on track. Let's get back on
Squirrel.
track. So kids and parents and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the guys out here ain't shit. That's what you're saying. The guys ain't shit.
That. There's still some.
But you said
ones,
that.
But they just need
they need to get better.
It's just. I'm a hopeless romantic.
You're a hopeless romantic
in a hookup culture world.
Oh,
I guess the point I'm getting at.
You think chivalry is dead? That's what you're saying?
Okay, yeah, because all of my dates that I've been on, none of them open the door first or open my car door.
Really?
And I don't expect that. I can open my own damn door.
Yeah.
But it's just the point of. It's nice.
It's chivalry.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to be courted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what courted is?
Yeah, I know what that is. Like dating before you get into it.
Yeah, I want because you feel you form such a good bond that way, and that's where you have stability and something that's going to go the distance.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and it don't always go the distance. Mm-hmm. But if you know the person and you genuinely connect on that soul level.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I've had that before, and I want that again. And that's
that's what you're trying to date around for, but you can't because everybody just wants to. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, censorship.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it PG.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely tough, especially nowadays. Yeah, we are in a hookup culture.
It sucks.
And that goes along with what we was talking about the culture.
Yeah.
Just in general, the music influences, everything is more sexualized nowadays than it used to be.
Well, I mean, the earlier 2000s and 2000s, the music was very, very sexualized.
Yeah, that started
too,
getting like the peak sexualization, but it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Like you can look at it through, because I study a lot of music videos, and that's what I sit around and watch music videos because I make them. I have to sit down and study them, or I feel as if I have to. But anyways,
well, it's a good
that's just
thing
me
to do,
justifying watching a bunch of music videos. But anyways, the music videos nowadays are a lot worse than what they were 20 years ago, and they're a lot worse than what they were 40 years ago. Seriously, it's crazy.
You know,
just the amount of skin that is shown within every music video, sexualizing women, but just in general, everybody, because it affects everyone.
I remember back in the day, back in the early 2000s, there was Nelly. I can't remember what song it was, but one of his songs, on the music video, he swiped a credit card down a girl's ass cheeks, and the news went crazy.
The news went wild.
Oh my God, he's doing this to women. Da, da, da. I'm like,
bruh, imagine 20 years from now.
I know, right? Like,
and now look,
now they're like
Sexy Red, Cardi B.
They don't even blink an eye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Cardi.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Well, I think porn has the biggest factor to do with all that.
Yeah.
Most definitely, because that just amplified the sexuality of everyone.
Yeah, but porn was around back in the day too. I mean,
nah,
DVDs.
not as much as it was. Not as much as it is now. No, because
I mean, now it's more prevalent.
You had to fight for those DVDs. First of all, you had to be 18 plus to. I wasn't even around back then. But I could only imagine. I'm serious, because seriously, that's my porno. No, they would have to go to a store. They would have to find an adult store, first of all, and they have to be 18 plus in order to even enter the store.
Yeah.
And then they would have to have the money to buy it. And then they would buy
have the balls to get to the counter.
Exactly. And then you're part in shame because you're getting a porno, and this person's looking at you like, why are you buying this? But they know why you're buying it, but you don't care that they know. It's the shame in the process of getting to it. You don't have that. Now it's just instant access. You can get on your phone, porn. You see what I'm saying?
What if they had a preacher pop up?
The amount of steps that it took, and then at that point you're just like, damn, and it's right beside the church down the road, and you're like, damn, I don't want to watch. I don't want to go through this in order to watch a porno, in order to watch somebody else do somebody else. I'm not about to go through this. But if I was younger, back in the day, I used to watch a lot of porn. I will admit it, but I didn't have to go through the damn process. I didn't have to go through the shaming process. Exactly. Like even buying a box of condoms, going to Walmart and buying a box of condoms. You're like, damn, I hope I don't see my math teacher.
What are you doing, Billy?
Exactly. And I remember going to go get condoms whenever I was younger, and I was like holding them by my side, hoping nobody seen them. And I was just going around, and I was like trying my best in there and out. But nowadays they even got it worse, because then they have it locked up.
Oh,
so then you have to ask somebody. Yeah, you have to ask somebody if you want that little toy in there, that little adult toy.
The edible.
You're like, yeah, the edible. God knows what they got nowadays. Shout out P. Diddy. No, for real. He has no shame in his game.
Oh my God. Lord.
But you got to go through the process.
For real.
And then nowadays, porn is so easily accessible. They would much rather get the instant gratification.
That's really what it is.
That's really what it is. Because then you don't have to court. You can just go get off. We can go watch a show and just get off.
Yeah, but I mean, at what point? My thing is,
it makes people lazy too.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That makes them lazy. My thing is like the instant gratification, yeah, that's great. But where's that connection?
You don't get
Because if
it.
you don't have the connection, that's what I was talking about earlier about the whole trying to match with somebody's soul. Of like, you know, actually get to know the person and do things like I love to do random shit. Like we were talking earlier, I love to paint. I make jewelry. I make wreaths. I pin butterflies. And like I like to do gardening too, like flowers and stuff.
Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah.
But like, and I want somebody who's into doing, I mean, they can help me do, if they're not into that, just try. Like,
just try.
You don't have to do it all the fucking time with me.
Yeah.
But it's like,
even not just act like you like it.
But shit, guess what? I'll go to the gun range with you.
Yeah.
I'll show your ass up too. And then you're going to be crying in the corner.
Yeah. See, that ain't good.
No, I'm serious. I'm a good shot, man.
Oh, really?
My daddy raised me. So
Daddy raised you right.
Yeah, so I know how to shoot, and not just that, but like it was in middle school when he started teaching me how to shoot his rifles and stuff. So, and then my brother Chris started teaching me how to his handguns. He's got handguns, and I'm a good aim. I done archery back in like when me and John
back in the day,
4-H camp.
Back in 08.
08, that was high school.
Was it? I always say back in 08.
Oh man,
as like a reference point.
08, God, that was a year.
Yeah, you're like, damn, back in 08. I remember Billy. Back in 08, we used to hang out.
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the whole rigmarole is rigged.
I just think it's the putting in the effort that people don't want to do. And that's
why. That's what I was saying with the porn.
But my thing is, at the end of the day, like, you're going to get older and you're going to get less attractive.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because guys lose hair.
Yes.
You know. And I mean, but at the same time, it's for me, and that's where you'll be like, well, looks shouldn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Looks don't matter.
Yeah.
I went on a date with this one dude. Oh my God, he was so pretty. Like, gorgeous. Had no personality.
Looks do matter too.
It does. It
They
does.
do matter.
It does to a point. You do have to be physically attracted to your partner. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But at the same point, it's also one of those.
It's not the biggest factor.
Well,
that's
it's
what
one
you're
of
trying to say.
It's the if you base it off of that, your relationship ain't gonna last.
Oh, absolutely not. Because all you got there is
physical.
just it's just physical.
The mental part of it, like I like to get to know a person, get to know their interest. Like, that's the thing. Like, how I love watching football. Like, and not a lot of girls do. I'll go fishing with you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you don't care.
No.
Well, that
quality time is one of my love languages.
Yeah.
And that to me doesn't matter if we're doing something I like or something you like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's one of the biggest factors between men and women that make them different too, because they think differently.
Yeah.
In general, they have a different.
I agree with
They
you
have
there.
a different brain, basically.
I get
one has
that.
more testosterone, one has more estrogen. So usually women are more like emotionally driven things, and then men are more physically driven. So that's why looks for a man may be more of a factor than it is for women.
I get that.
In general.
It's just one of those things. I'm like, just with the hookup culture and all, and the hooking up, like, at what point, like, do you stop and look at yourself and go, like, do I want, like, I feel like a lot, like, you'll be alone if you don't try to pursue, you know, something. And not just that, but it's like, what could you missed out on if you wanted kids? Not everybody wants kids, but, you know.
Yeah.
So
there's always adoption.
There is always adoption, and that is one thing but it is hard to adopt.
It is hard to adopt. You got to be
It is ridiculously hard. You can't have alcohol in your house. You can't have anything really, like, because my aunt adopted my cousin's, or her daughter's kid. And doing that whole process was rough. They couldn't drink for like 2 years, I think. I wanted to say 7, but it was a long time. Yeah. Because they had to go through the court and everything. And
yeah. I don't think that's that bad. That's not that bad.
It was just like, it was crazy though, because there was all kinds of stuff they had to adhere to. And it was just like, if you have a stable home income and a roof over their head and you're a decent person, I know, I get the whole keep an eye on them. Yeah. But like, I don't know.
I definitely see what you're saying. I think that it should be looked at, and I think that the whole adoption system should be fixed.
And the money that you have to adopt.
Yeah, of course, and the money as well.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when there's people who are willing to give them a good home, but they don't have that money to financially put in.
Yeah.
I mean, like they could for if they had the kid living in their household, but to actually just upfront it.
I definitely agree that that is one of the biggest things, I think, as well, whenever I always say, because I'm somewhat, whenever it comes to abortion, I get into it sometimes, and I like to talk about it because I think that everybody should talk about the social issues that we have. But that's a big factor in it as well, because say people that are against abortions and they want people to have the kids in certain situations, maybe people don't want to have the kids. What's the alternative? Okay, well, there's abortion, but then you have to also think about, where is this kid going to go once it gets into
the world
of,
not just that, but what about all the not prostitutes, but people out there hooking up to have money to get drugs. They're out here having kids.
Yeah.
And that's more kids into the system.
Just the whole
because they don't, not all of
adoption
them,
system.
Don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll just put the kid into the system and it's all good. Let me go out
here
and start turning more tricks.
And there's a bunch of corrupted adoption agencies around there, and they're just corrupted. That's just what they are. Just like we was talking about with the government. Like there's people within there.
It's all corrupt.
That is all. Yeah. I try not to think like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's dark.
Yeah. No, the adoption system should definitely be looked at. I think that's one of the biggest things that should definitely be looked at and fixed, along with, I think, the education system.
Because like you can foster, and fostering I don't think is even as strict as the whole adoption. I'm not sure. Yeah. But I don't think it is. I mean, because you hear times of all different things where the foster parents have locked their kids in the room and won't let them out, and they have a toilet that's a bucket or something like that.
There's a bunch of foster parent stories that are really fucked up. Yeah, I've heard those a lot of really fucked up foster parent stories. Even people that I personally know have been affected by a lot of that shit.
And it's like, well, if it's so easy to foster, why is it not easy to adopt?
Yeah.
I mean, you know?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, one, you're just looking after the kid supposedly for a certain amount of time, and then the other one, you basically permanently own a child. Yeah. Like, that's your kid.
Dang it, you're stuck with it.
You're stuck with it. Yeah, you signed the papers.
You birthed it.
You birthed it, basically. But yeah, I think that should definitely be... Basically. Fuck it.
Found it in the bushes.
Yeah, found it on the side of the road.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Hey, ever know the Grinch?
Now, he floated down.
He did float down.
He was comfy.
But he was selected.
He was what?
Selected.
What, by who? What? Oh, no, he punted that other baby out of the way, too. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Well, the people that got him selected him.
Wait, they could have just... I thought it landed on their thing.
It did.
Yeah.
No, it definitely did. Yeah. But they selected him because they could have just left him out there.
Just die, motherfucker.
I mean, shit. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Well,
I was saying kids are expensive.
They really are. And it's sad that it's so... I feel like we should have like a local, almost like babysitting instead of charging.
Yeah.
And you should have to work in the babysitting for 2 months. You should be able to take it off from your job.
Yeah.
And it should be a government requirement.
Wow.
To help raise the kid. Because it takes a village to raise kids,
right? It takes a village to raise a child. Yes. I love that expression. I really, really do love that expression because seriously.
It really does. You have to have all kinds of different people in your life.
Seriously.
And not just that, but the more you expose them, like developing, into other people, like, for example, there's some places that have never seen black people.
Yeah.
Or white people.
Yes.
I mean, and not just that, but like I have a friend who has vitiligo. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, shout out to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's black. She's got
She's black.
vitiligo.
She's white.
Yeah, she's caramel. Like, yeah,
Heck
she's all
yeah.
the colors.
Shout out to you.
Hey, KB.
Yeah, there's actually a video as a podcast called Vitiligo.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is people think that she's dirty.
People think she's dirty.
They think that she's white,
Oh.
but that she needs to, because
Oh.
of white pigmentation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then kids, they don't know what it is, and they'll stare and they'll point and they'll whisper, and that makes her have so much anxiety.
Oh yeah, and it could be like insecurity too.
Yeah.
It could cause insecurity.
Yeah, it has it sucks,
Yeah.
but it's one of those that, she's got a great personality. I'd love to bring her on here one
That's
day.
good.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, definitely. That would be awesome.
It's up to her though, because
It's up
she's
to her.
like me. I don't like being on
No,
camera.
it's not. We're gonna
but-
force her.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna force her to do it. You have no choice. Good job.
You're coming.
Yeah. Nah,
But-
shout out to her. Yeah, vitiligo is. I think that's cool too.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool. Like, it's not just like SKYLER. You know, SKYLER.
Yeah.
Like, he's blind.
Yeah.
And then other people expect like him to have to look
Act a certain way and stuff like that, yeah.
And he's got a great personality.
He does. I've met him.
He's got an awesome personality.
He's very outgoing.
Yeah. I think that's very, very awesome. If like some people
Don't let it hold you back, man.
why like us that don't have like noticeable disabilities, we look at people with disabilities and we're like, I wonder how they
How life treats them.
How life treats them. Exactly. And then we start to have some sort of assumption of how they go about their lives because we look at it as a disability, whereas they look at it as just a part of their life.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then it really doesn't affect them like we think that it affects them.
Yeah. It's
They just
crazy.
go like, and he laughs at all kinds of crazy shit, like things that you don't think that like it's funny.
Like, give me an example.
Like, for example, he was laughing at this meme. He was laughing at this meme the other day. Shout out SKYLER Jarvis. Go to SKYLER Jarvis Media. Go do that right now. Not right now, but after this. Anyways, don't get sidetracked like I am.
Squirrel.
Exactly. He was laughing at a meme the other day because it sounded crazy. It sounded really, really wild, and he sent it to his mom because it sounded wild.
Like the actual sound of it?
And it was like seriously, and he thought that was the funniest shit ever. He was dying laughing over here. And then he was seriously, he was crying laughing. And he sent it. It was a meme, and he sent it to his mom. So then he was crying laughing. He was like, I have no idea what it is, but this is hilarious.
What was it?
And then he showed it to me, and it was a guy completely destroying a watermelon. It was a big ass watermelon cut in half.
I've seen
and he
that
was
one.
And
Like
then
end to end.
and the caption said, it says, "This is what I'm gonna do whenever I come over." And he sent it to his mom. Shout out SKYLER Jarvis.
That's good.
You're the fucking man. You really are, SKYLER.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome. But he does that, and then there's just some other instances where he hears something funny, and it's just like, why do you think that's funny, bro? And he just thinks it's hilarious. That's awesome, though. I really, really like that because, like, you just have to have a positive attitude in general to laugh that much. Because some
Yeah.
people with a negative attitude don't even laugh.
Yeah, for real. There's a lot of negative people
Shout out to
there.
those people, too, I guess. Y'all need love, too.
Yep. A lot of love.
Yeah. Shout out to the depressed people, too. Y'all need love, too.
Over in the corner. Depressed.
Over in the corner, crying, curled up in a ball. Nah, we need to get rid of depression.
Depression,
Most
honestly,
definitely.
that's a big thing. I have to feel like it's to do with, finances too. People get so depressed when they can't. Like, I know I was like working paycheck to paycheck and just still barely scraping by. Because you got a cell phone. We were talking about this. You got a cell phone, you got car payment,
house
insurance,
payment, ball payment, the work payment, road payment.
all the payments.
Yeah, all kinds of payments, trash payments.
Yeah, and then it never stops.
And it never
seems like
stops. Floor
something-
payments. You look in the damn mail and you got a damn floor bill.
What?
Like, what the fuck? I already have a floor. Like, why did I get a bill for this?
I'm telling you, they
all kinds of payments.
Taxing you on taxes.
Yeah, they got rock payments. They're like, oh, we got a rock out here for you.
Lord.
You got to pay for it. Anyways, what was you saying?
I think the depression factor has to go with the not being able to have enough money to be able to live comfortably. And my thing was for me was just the fact that I'm working 40 hours a work week. I'm paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Paying electric, paying rent, paying water, paying my car, paying my insurance, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money left over after paying all this shit and working all these hours to fucking go on vacation. Now that's some bullshit.
Shout out vacation.
I want one. Somebody
you want a vacation?
I
hate vacation.
Why?
I hate vacation. I really, really do. Like, just going out. I think vacation for me is just chilling out at the house.
Oh, staycation.
There you
go.
I don't like going out.
Oh. You're social, though. What the fuck?
Yeah, I consider myself an introverted extrovert, or the other way around, an extroverted introvert. An extroverted introvert is more like it. Okay. I prefer to stay home, but I can thrive in social areas.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're always talking to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. But I would much rather do it in my own home.
Yeah, I feel that.
Or just staying home and not going anywhere.
Oh, well, save gas.
Yeah, but fuck. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Depression. I'm trying to reach out to find the. You're
trying to find the depression.
I'm trying to find the depression and get rid of it. Depression, yeah. That has to do with relationships too.
Yeah.
Depression. There's relationships, and then like you said, finance.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to include all that in the book that I'm writing. It's going to have a bunch of everything that contributes to people's well-being and whatnot. And that's one of the biggest factors is, just relationships, and not just intimate relationships, because that can be a factor, but just relationships in general. Some people that don't have relationships with other people are just all around depressed.
That's a big thing. We are as social creatures. We have to be. I mean, we don't have to be social, but at some extent, we do need a little bit of socialness. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're social creatures.
Exactly. So we have to be like people that are recluses.
That's why during COVID, everybody being locked up and shit and going crazy. Yeah.
That's why I say that it's it really, a lot of the society's problems had to start whenever the internet came out and we got porn. I'm dead ass serious, because it comes around full circle.
The porn is the government.
The instant gratification. You get the instant gratification, and then you don't want to go out and interact with nobody because you just got your gratification.
And you're happy.
So then no, you're not happy, but
I don't know. I'm pretty happy after
you're pleasured in that moment. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And it could impact your relationships in a long period of time.
Yeah, because you don't feel the need to go out and actually try.
And like I was saying with the brains, men and women think differently, so porn affects them differently for the most part. I mean, it affects people kind of the same way physically, but I'm talking about mentally is whenever it affects them differently.
Yeah.
Because men have the physical... they're more physical, and women are more, they do cross over, of course.
Yeah.
Men are still emotional and women are still physical, but it crosses over in that part, but women are more apt to like the emotional part, so then the porn doesn't affect them as much.
Yeah.
Because they get off, but you still kind of yearn for other connections, like you were saying. You want the more soul attachment.
Yeah, but hey, before my ex, I was single for 9 years. So like I can be single. It's just like after
you would
a while,
prefer to have a relationship. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's things out there to help you get off. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, and then of course that emotional connection, but that doesn't. That's not just the intimate emotional connection. That's not. That's. Whenever we're talking about depression, that's not the only contributing factor, is the intense emotional connection. It's the emotional connection with other people as well, and the communication that you have amongst those people, and that also contributes to your well-being.
The connection to people, though, don't you, like, ain't it like serial killers that don't have a lot of connections to people, right?
Exactly. Well, they can't really connect with people because they can't really get an emotional connection.
Yeah.
most psychopaths don't have the ability to have any sort of they have the ability to not have any sort of emotion except for like the majority of them is like anger and anger and what is the other emotion? It's anger and like the other contributing factors of anger. So like jealousy, anger, greed, I guess. Greed. All that shit.
Everybody's greedy.
The 7 deadly sins, all packed in one.
Yeah.
Nah, but those people, I guess they are they don't really get depressed. They get kind of curious too. And if they're angry, like they don't care. Ted Bundy don't care to chop you up into little bits. They don't give a fuck about you.
And that's the scary part.
But he can get mad at you. Yeah. That's the worst part.
Yeah. And then it's on.
Exactly. But I'm telling you, depression is not a cool thing.
Depression sucks. And there was something I was going to say about it, but I can't seem to
Yeah. Well, I was talking about relationships and this and that, but it's not just intimate relationships. I think that's a big contributing factor, but I think that it's just relationships in general that people have with other people. But I'm not saying that you should rely on other people
to make you happy.
To make you happy. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but that can contribute to your all-around well-being.
Yes, it really can.
Like, you can be at a good level. Like, you can stay level by yourself, most definitely.
Yeah.
But over prolonged periods of time, you need to interact with other people.
Exactly.
I think everybody in general should.
And I think that's why so many people went crazy during, COVID lockdown, where people couldn't get out and actually socialize.
The suicide rate went up.
Yeah, and that would be another conspiracy of them trying to kill off people.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because if we release this virus, not only does it kill the old people, we can make people, stay in their houses.
It was funded by the U.S. government.
Yeah. And you know who funded the vaccine?
The CDC.
No, not just them, but like, what was it?
Fauci. Dr. Fauci, the head of the...
No, there's another one. He owns...
Bill Gates.
Yes.
As
soon as I said he went, Bill Gates. Yep, and Bill Gates, he owns 50% of the McDonald's potato farms?
Yeah.
I do believe.
With like the GMOs
and not just that, but he owns that, and I think it's a bunch of the cow or the beef farms for McDonald's.
Well, he's also trying to...
And one of his things was... He said, we are getting overpopulated. We have too many mouths to feed.
Yeah, he's in with the you'll own nothing and be happy. Yes. He's in with that crowd.
Yeah, the 45 to 70-year-olds.
No, exactly. Well, the billionaires that are like the really big billionaires. I mean, I think Elon Musk isn't a part of that crowd because he really encourages people to have a bunch of kids because he believes in population of I don't think that there's too many people.
Well, that's what Bill Gates was saying, like there's too many mouths to feed, and also he was saying the amount of cows that we have to raise are putting out the methane gas because that's what they produce. I mean, so
well, that is actually kind of true,
and that's where he was like, we need.
He's saying that the cows' farts are destroying the atmosphere. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
They've been destroying the atmosphere for the past.
Well, it also destroys the atmosphere and shit, and the climate. It fucks with the climate whenever he's out there doing the experiments with changing the climate.
Yeah.
Shooting the shit. I forgot what it's called.
I remember. I've heard about that.
Shooting the shit up in the damn sky and changing the climate.
And making it rain.
All day. Yeah.
I've heard that. And I'm like, don't be playing God.
Exactly. No, that's way too crazy. And a lot of the majority of the majority of the living situations, like the like duplex and what was the single family households or just the family households in general, they're getting all balled up by billionaires, big corporations, BlackRock, Vanguard, all those other big hedge fund managing businesses.
And I'm just like, they're buying all the stuff up. What are they doing? Creating districts?
No, not necessarily. It's just
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I have no. Hunger Games. Yes, okay, I know what
Districts.
you're talking about. Basically,
Buying land.
nah, that's not what they're doing.
Rich people are gone.
But that's fucking Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
You will own nothing and be happy. That's the new world order. That's what they're trying to accomplish. The new world order.
Well, it's just one of those things. And it's hard to own anything because here's the thing: housing market crash, 2008.
Yeah.
People didn't stop having babies. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
We still had, I don't know how many, probably millions in the crash itself when it started picking back up. You got to think there was no houses were being built. Yeah. Because nobody could afford them.
Exactly.
Like the crash. I mean, it was, nobody.
The bubble had popped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is going to probably pop again here soon. I mean, it's just one of those.
In a different way,
yeah. It's just one of those, like, that happened, and it's like, nobody stopped having kids, so where are all these kids going to live? And now it's one of those, like I was saying.
Because all the kids now can't afford to live. Yeah.
So.
That's what you're saying.
Let's keep all the houses for the people who can't afford it.
Yeah, well... Well, that's why they say they want you to own nothing and be happy, because they want you to have they want to have complete control. Oh yeah, they're basically reinventing communism.
That's what the whole COVID vaccine. I don't care if you got it or not. That's not what I'm. I didn't get it personally, but it's just one of those, like, I feel like that's a way to separate us. It's the same when they were doing, And I get I'm not saying Black Rights Movement, I can't talk, but I'm not saying anything about, I'm just saying, like, the division, trying to divide us and make us against each other. It's the same with the COVID vaccine, where they were trying to get, for instance, they were trying to say, like, if you don't get it, you can't travel, you can't go into restaurants, you can't go into hospitals.
And it just so happened the whole Black Lives Matter movement happened too.
Yeah, I was saying it's more of a part of they're trying to pin us against each other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Because I mean, I've got Colby and Matt, my cousin, like, I love Colby. Yeah, I love Colby to death, and I'm so thankful she's in my family. Like, my thing is, if you close your fucking eyes, we're all the fucking same.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Definitely. Everybody needs to learn that. Like, you close your eyes, we're all the same. Don't matter what your skin tone. Don't matter what your eye color is.
Yeah.
And that's just how I view it, though. Not everybody views it that way.
The Black Lives Matter movement was a scam, anyways.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What? That was a giant scam.
What?
Along with COVID.
Well, I get the COVID, but I didn't.
Like, all the money that was raised through Black Lives Matter didn't help any sort of.
Really? I didn't know that.
Seriously. It didn't help any sort of black communities except for the people that started it. They was black, yes, but it literally only helped themselves. And it didn't get recirculated into the actual black community. Seriously.
That's fucked
And the whole thing with George Floyd, too, that goes into what you were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Because he died of a fentanyl overdose.
Oh, really?
He really did. He died of a heart attack. That's what the autopsy said. But they never released that on the mainstream media. That. Exactly. They didn't release that shit on a mainstream media. He had fentanyl in his system, and he didn't die. And there's been a bunch of different people that redid the whole situation. Well, they redid the whole situation. There was a bunch of different people out there that was like putting these on necks, like they was trying to put it into perspective and see if it could actually be possible how he died, because they say he died by suffocation, the whole I can't breathe thing, which he couldn't breathe because he was having a heart attack.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe that could have been a little bit of a contributing factor, that his anxiety was up and stuff
to start the heart attack.
Exactly. And there was a bunch of different things that led up to that situation as well, because he was a criminal.
Wow.
He was a big time criminal. And I'm not saying that makes his life any less of a life than anybody else's, because everybody is human.
Yeah.
And people do make mistakes, but people don't make a lot of different mistakes to make them a full criminal.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm pretty sure he used to rob people and stuff like that too.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to George Floyd. But he's not the person. He's not the person that people make him out to be.
Really? Okay.
You know, and like I said, that doesn't make his life any less than anybody else's.
Yeah.
But they try to make it into a race thing. That was the whole premise, is that it was a white guy that killed a black guy. That's all that was put on the mainstream media, and that's the whole story that they showed to everybody. They didn't tell you that he had fentanyl in his system. They didn't tell you that he died of a heart attack. They didn't tell you that shit.
I didn't know about all
but
that.
But they want you to think that it's black versus white.
And that's where the separation comes in. That's what I'm talking about. The whole pinning us against each other. It's the same with the vaccine, in the sense of people that have it want the people that don't have it to get it, and they're going to give me it. And
Well, it's the same with just politics in general.
Yeah, like my thing is like, if we quit trying to fight each other, like, let each other be their own individual person. Like, you know, like, stop trying to conform them to you.
Yeah.
Stop it. Same with religion. I'm Baptist. It doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and beat you with the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, and, you know, but at the same time, if you want to know about God, I'll talk to you about him.
Yeah, well, and also that's why it's good to have conversations as well, just with everybody. That goes along with being social and just communication in general, is that I think other people should understand other perspectives.
And not just that, you might learn something. Like, I didn't know about the money for the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, the whole
bullshit.
Yeah.
That
and
pisses me off. Like,
yeah.
The fuck?
And it was basically just laundered, because it was in a nonprofit organization, and then that money was, you know, so she was like, hey, my son is my bodyguard, so I'm gonna pay him $3 million a year to be the head of security, so then he can do with whatever he wants with that money. Damn. I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. That's basically how it happened, and I'm thinking that that's actually the number that was given to him too. It was in the millions. Just for working with them.
And see, that's another thing. Don't be given to these some of these corporations, like fucking, what is it? Cancer survivor, whatever, blah, blah, blah. A
lot of it's a scam.
No, the pink one, breast
cancer awareness.
She drives a fucking nice ass car and has a new one every fucking year because it don't go to
CEO,
it goes to her.
Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I read up on that and some of the stuff that she uses the money for, and I'm like, that's fucked up.
Well, I'm very familiar with how that
pisses me off, because my mom died of cancer. Not breast cancer, but she died of cancer. And to sit there and exploit something that, you know, that means something to the people who have lost somebody through cancer, that's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a cure for cancer out there.
Oh, I believe it. It's resonance. It's
100%.
The vibration. There was actually a video. If I find it, I'll share it with you. And it was talking about the vibration.
Feel the vibration.
Literally. Yeah. It was literally the vibration supposedly can cure the cancer. That's what the video was talking about. And it was had some pretty interesting topics.
Well, I've heard of multiple different cures for cancer.
Ooh, let's talk about some vibrations.
Well, that's the only other one besides the one that I was about to say.
Now you're gonna be like, here's 6 different cancer
the
cures.
other one, and I've heard of something else, but I don't remember how they said that it worked, but it was completely different than what I'm thinking of right now, because I've heard somebody else say, a very wealthy person, that he was doing an interview, and then he was saying how he knew people that was way wealthier than him that went and got cancer treatments, and it was cured. They basically duplicate it. They find the cancer cells, they duplicate it, and then they do something else with it. And I'm like, what the fuck? That sounds super easy. Why in the fuck don't they do that? But they said it's a very, very expensive
money racket.
Yeah, they say it's very, very expensive because there's only like one person that owns the rights to it or whatever.
See, and that's bullshit. Quit being fucking greedy and help people. Like,
that is wild.
It's because that's my thing. Like, the whole, if you could help somebody, I mean, I get one person has the rights to it. Yeah. But why wouldn't you want to help somebody? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like, and I know they're expensive, because my mom had medicine whenever she done chemo. Yeah. She done oral chemo for her second round. And she ended up, when she done the oral chemo, it was, I want to say, like $10,000 a bottle. Yeah. That is insane. But that's the crazy. Insurance covered it, so thank God. But it's one of those, like, why is it that much? Why is it that much? I'm sure you make it in a big batch. Like,
yeah, I understand. I actually do understand both sides to the argument. So, do you know Bernie Sanders? You know who that is? So he's a big advocate of having free health care and whatnot, like a bunch of other countries do, and it's just free health care for everybody. Everybody, there's something wrong with you, you can go get it fixed and don't have to pay nothing.
Yeah.
I do understand that because it does help out the people, but in terms of this is like whenever we get into the arguments of socialism and communism versus capitalism, because there is such a high amount attached to it, they could and should, I'm not saying that this is what they do, they could and should put that money towards investing into how we can get this healthcare better.
Yeah.
So yes, we can treat cancer with this, but what I think that the corporations do, if they're charging a bunch, they are just charging anything, they should be able to put that towards it advancing that, and that's what
in the studies.
That's what capitalism is supposed to do. But they do a bunch of other bullshit with their money. Yes, so we get that, but
paying $3 million bodyguards.
Yes, but the other side of it, yes, I do understand the side of all healthcare should be free, and it sounds like a great idea. I don't want to have to pay if I break my fucking leg.
Agree.
I don't want to have to pay to have my leg unbroke. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, how did we get to the medical advances that we have nowadays? Like, because America does have the most advanced healthcare system in the world as of now.
Yeah.
Not financially, but I'm saying healthcare as in the technology that we have to treat health insufficiencies.
Yeah.
I think that is so advanced in America, but we have the most unhealthiest.
I heard that too.
You heard that too? We have I don't know what that was. We have the most unhealthiest people in the world. I don't know what it was.
Sound like somebody tapping on glass.
I heard that. What the fuck?
I was gonna say. Somebody. You looked in the kitchen though.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking everywhere. I don't know what the hell that was.
Hey, question. Can we take a pause for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I need to too. We can cut out this whole part. We was talking about the medical advancements. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. If healthcare is free, there's no incentives for medical advancements.
Yeah, and not just that, but I feel like if healthcare is free, people are not going to be as good a doctor as they could be. I mean,
exactly that
if
too.
You look at it in the other countries, I've heard that. I don't know. I've never traveled to other countries, but I've heard that the healthcare isn't as good.
Incentive. That's the biggest. Whenever you're talking about communism, just in general, communism on paper and from an economical standpoint. And the number standpoint, it's the perfect system.
Yeah.
But there's no incentive. So if you get a job and you're getting paid just as much as the person that's doing less than you, then why would you want to do more than them?
Exactly.
That's the whole problem that communism brings about, and that's like whenever we talk about free medical care, that's a big factor whenever we're talking about that, because like nobody has no incentive to take care of you better than anybody else.
Exactly. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's one of those, I mean, and this is something because my brother's ex, she went on to be a doctor, and they were talking about how much they have to pay back. Her mom was talking to me the other day about it, and I was like, oh my God, like just the expenses and the amount of malpractice insurance.
Yeah.
I was like, man, they make a lot of money. And then it's like, but they do, but they don't.
They do, but they don't.
Because they have to have malpractice insurance. So I feel like that's something that I feel like should be covered by wherever they work at. You know what I mean? But then again,
I see what you're saying.
Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, yeah, and also I don't think that the hospitals or just any healthcare provider wants to pay
that much,
or for
But what if they had a net for all of, you know what I'm saying? Like something that was enough to cover at least like two
It's
malpractices or
too much liability for the
Yeah.
company. I can understand that.
Yeah.
I completely. You're like, damn it.
I was trying. Son of a bitch.
Better luck next time.
Not all my ideas hit, you know.
We was talking about earlier. We was talking about like rent and stuff.
Oh my God,
And
crazy.
I'm actually in the middle of reading a book. It's called Evicted. Couldn't tell you who it's by, but I know that it's called Evicted.
Do they get evicted?
Yes. It follows along with a few different stories in a general area of both sides of the evicted and the evictee, if you would. The landlord and the evicted.
Yeah.
It follows both stories, and it follows them and what they did and their side of the story of why they evicted these people or why they got evicted or why they're in that situation. So it follows both sides. And in one of those stories, it was talking about how the person that is the landlord, they had business idea, and then to take out a loan to get this place to rent it out to other people, and then they make a money off of that. But it also provides, and of course there's tax incentives too, so it also helps people that want to do that can get into it and then can have like a tax write-offs while doing it, because you are providing housing for other people. But
yeah, I could see that.
The person had missed rent or whatever, and then that caused them to get behind on their payments too, because they don't have the place that they're renting out to the people paid off. So they have the loan out and the mortgage out on the home itself. So then they had to raise the rate at some point because the payment was getting too much. They got the raised rate on them because it wasn't a fixed loan.
Yeah.
So they had to then raise their payment on that, and then they got behind, and it was like, well, I'm gonna have to, they tried to help them out at some point, but it got too much for them.
Yeah, because they're doing their own house too.
Exactly. Well, and then they was like, I'm gonna have to evict you. I'm really, really sorry about that, but we're gonna have to evict you because we can't pay for this ourselves.
Yeah.
And the other houses that we have, they aren't able to pay for the whole thing here, so we're gonna have to get somebody else in there that's able to pay for
sucks,
that.
though.
That does suck.
I mean, it's just like I get both sides, but it's one of those like what
what do you do?
Yeah, like especially if you got
what
kids
can you do?
and stuff too. I mean, like
Exactly. One of them did. In a couple of those situations, they did have kids.
really,
Yeah,
that's sad.
that is sad, and they just had to stay out in their
Car.
Yeah, and there was a couple times where there was a complete misunderstanding, and then they got evicted because of like family members. They got into a misunderstanding or whatnot, and then they called the inspector for the house. They was like, the window or something's fucked up, so we're gonna have to call the inspector to make sure that this place is up to standards, up to OSHA standards.
Yeah.
And if it ain't,
OSHA.
if it ain't, then the person who owns the land, the landowner, has to pay for outrageous fines. So then the family members called in because it was like, I don't like how my siblings or whatever is having such a hard time in this house. So then we're gonna have to call the inspector. Called the inspector. They got the fine. The people got the fine. So then they was like, okay, well, we're evicting you because why would you do this?
Yeah.
You could have just called me and I could have went over there and fixed it.
Yeah.
So you cost me the fine. I have to fix it now. It's something that they could have did too. They could have fixed it.
Oh,
that's
know. Bullshit.
Yeah, the people that live there
my
could have fixed
God.
it instead of going out their way calling somebody. Which, I mean, there are situations where you do have to call like the landlord to fix big problems.
Yeah.
And of course they have to take care of that. That's just a part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, we're not going to go through that. We're going to just call the inspectors. That. I think that's the last thing that you want to do.
Yeah, because then you're causing a whole big ruckus over something that might be
Exactly.
simple fix.
But it was a misunderstanding from the from the
Really?
family of the people that live there.
Oh.
So then they ended up calling them, and then the inspector ended up coming out, and then the landlord just got pissed, and then they was like, you know what, we're done, because there was other instances too, and they didn't really. But anyways, they ended up getting evicted.
Damn, that sucks. I mean,
Yeah, that does suck.
it's just.
There's a bunch of situations like that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because just the pay is just outrageous. How much people have to pay.
Well, not just that, but here's the thing: when housing rates and stuff go up, and your pay does not go up,
Yeah.
how are we supposed to live?
Yeah.
Answer me that, government. I
For
know you're
real.
listening.
Yeah.
I mean, answer me that. Really, I want to know, because like, how am I supposed to afford everything and not get paid anymore?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it don't make sense.
It really doesn't make sense.
You want to raise the groceries,
But yeah.
you want to raise the grocery prices,
Then
but
you wanna-
yeah.
Well, that's a whole sucky thing with inflation, and also the government just spending all kinds of money themselves.
Oh yeah, and not
Yeah.
just that, but lining their own pockets. Making things in
Exactly.
Ukraine. We're gonna make this little company over in Ukraine.
Yeah.
We're gonna send them money to help them, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna send it right back to us and line our pockets, because what's his face? His son, Joe's son, was over there.
Hunter Biden.
He was over there, and he was one of the people of the corporation.
Yeah, they got millions of dollars.
Money, yeah. And guess what?
Got so much money.
Lined their pockets. That's what the fuck it did.
And nothing happened to him.
They didn't help.
He got off with that.
They didn't help.
They were supposed to do sentencing for him or something. They were supposed to go through a whole trial because of a whole separate situation.
Don't you
but he
do that
didn't.
again.
Yeah. Don't you do that again.
Now.
Nah, that's crazy. And then Trump, on the other hand, they're trying to get him on countless amounts of felonies that are not even felonies. And shoot him. Yeah, countless amounts of felonies, and the majority of them he didn't commit.
Yeah.
And then even if he did, what he's being charged with is completely outrageous, because the majority of those felonies are misdemeanors. Mm-hmm. And the majority of the instance whenever they supposedly said that he was raising the value of his properties. So it was like what they would call tax fraud, or he was putting up the numbers,
stacking it almost kind of deal.
Yeah, I forgot what the fuck they call it. Something the number, fucking with the numbers. He was fucking with the number, or fucking with the numbers.
Fucking with the numbers.
But for instance, he would put the value of, and this is what the majority of big time landowners do. And this is how they get away with, not paying much in taxes. And this is what the donors of all the people that are in representing in the government, that's what their donors do. Their donors use all of those tax evasions. They evade tax legally, but they do it legally. And they are also funding the people that are in office that are saying that we're going to get these people to stop doing it. But they're not going to do that, because they're getting the money that is helping them do their campaign and helping them get in power. So they're just going to say that they're going to do it. That's why they say we're going to tax the rich. We're going to raise the taxes on the rich. Okay, do it. They're going to completely evade all of them anyways.
Bet you won't.
Because seriously, like America, there's tax incentives, so people don't the big corporations don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to pay taxes.
Tax incentives? Give me an example.
Example is that if you employ X amount of people, you don't have to pay tax, or you can do tax write-offs, or income taxes.
I've also heard something about they can take their money and put it into property.
Yeah.
And borrow against themselves.
Exactly.
And that's how they avoid taxes.
That's what they were saying with Trump. So he would value the property.
But everybody does that.
He would value the property at they would say way more than what it's supposed to be. Quote unquote way more. But that, I just don't think that that's true, because if you would put that on, and he's a famous person. So if a famous person puts up a house and says that they live there, they can get more out of it than if they wasn't famous. So if it's a $5 million house, if it's Michael Jackson's $5 million house, that $5 million house automatically goes to $10 million, and somebody's gonna pay for it. Somebody out there that has a fuck ton of money is gonna pay for that shit
because they want it
because they want Michael Jackson's house.
Exactly.
So that makes more sense. Of course, he can price the property at more than what it's valued because he's him. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But there's other people out there that are doing that are not famous. They just are over big corporations or whatever, and then they are still getting away with that. But I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
And
but if you're gonna point one of them out, point all the motherfuckers out.
And that's why that happened in New York. That happened with like the New York, the person that is over the crime in New York. I forgot who the fuck it was, but they started to point him out for that, and then
really?
So I think that's going to affect the economy of New York negatively because the majority of those people that are there that all run those big ass businesses apply that tax incentive to themselves. So then, I'm saying tax incentive, but that's not the right word.
I know what you're
that
saying.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's just the best word that I'm using right now because I can't think of the other word. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's pretty fucked up that they're trying to go after him for that. And then, I mean, what about the rest of the people that do that shit? That we know out in the open do that shit.
We can't be.
Why aren't you going after
calling
them?
out now? Oh.
Yeah, because they're big ass donors to the people that's trying to get after him.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's all about
It's a
that
whole bunch of hypocrisy. Seriously,
It's that dollar, man.
Mhm.
Dollar
Yeah.
makes the world go round.
And just in general, the selectiveness that they use to attack political opponents
I hate that shit.
with the law, so they
I
can
thought you
get
were gonna
by.
say like the campaigns where they're like,
Or just
like,
in general.
just the scare tactics that irks me. Like,
Yeah.
I saw one the other one day on Trump, and it was like, he's going to take away birth control and all the contraceptives, and then he's going to take away the school system. I said, how the fuck is he going to take away the school system?
Seriously.
I just like the scare tactics. It's stupid. Like, go and actually research it, see what they're running on, the platform they're running on, and make a choice for yourself.
Seriously.
Facts.
Yeah. Go register to vote.
Yep.
And go out and fucking vote.
Because if you sit around and say, oh, my vote don't matter,
Yeah.
it could take that one or two votes that actually could change it. I
Yeah,
mean,
you need to go vote.
So
Yeah, people need to go
and
out
not
there
just
and vote.
that. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to fucking complain about how the future goes.
Yeah, why
can't
would you?
If you didn't vote here in 2026, you can't be like, well, whoever, blah, 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 they're ruining the country. Yeah, I'll be like, shut the fuck up, Pam.
Yeah.
You didn't vote.
You didn't vote, Pam.
Yeah.
Good job. You didn't vote. So now you can't say shit. Damn.
That's how I view it, though. I mean, if you
Yeah.
didn't do your part, who are you to complain?
Seriously. I didn't vote in the last one. I
did.
should have.
I did. I wrote my best friend's name down.
Oh, God.
I said Arlo for president. And whoever knows Arlo, shout out to Arlo.
Shout out to Arlo.
He is the bomb. He's awesome.
He's the bomb.com.
Yes, he is.
Nah, I never got to. I never did. I wasn't very educated
Yeah.
in the last primary.
Well, the last one
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, Trump was pissing me off with the whole, feminine rights because, and that is one thing. Yeah, he's not really for the feminine rights and like birth control and like abortion. And my thing is, I don't like abortion either.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is like it needs to happen because the mother's life could be at risk.
Well, that's that actually is.
Or-
I just recently found out that right there is like the possibility of that happening is damn near zero.
Well,
it's damn near
not
zero.
A no, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it could happen, and it could be something that maybe they were in an accident, and if she goes to full term, something, it's just you never know.
Yeah, something
But
like that.
That
I do
and
understand
also
that.
like, what if they were raped?
Yeah.
I mean-
that is a big one too. I do believe in the exceptions.
Going through and carrying that child.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what that would do mentally
I
and
do
fuck with
belie-
you? It's in your body.
But yeah, and I do like I said, I do believe in the exceptions, and there are There are people that go. I do understand. Yeah,
because you could bring that baby to full term. And
Yeah.
some parent out there that can't have kids.
yeah,
Or is past, like they're financially stable and they're past the childbearing years and they want company or whatever, they want a kid. That's not fair. Like,
yeah.
So,
well, Trump did say that when they'd always lie about it, but he did say that the Roe v. Wade thing, or Wade, whatever the fuck it is,
Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, that whole process is taking it out of the federal government's hands, and then they're putting it into the state's hands. So it was a federal law that abortion
Now it's
should be exactly. Now it's up to the states, because there could be a majority of the states that think that abortion is, and yes, we are in a Republican democracy, so we vote for the
democracy. What?
Republican democracy.
Are you talking about
Democratic Republic? That's what I meant to say.
I was so confused. I was like,
Democratic
what?
Republic. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. I was confused. I was like, what are we doing?
So we vote for the people that get into, which is a republic, but we also get to vote for certain things that, it's out of their hands, that we decide is out of their hands.
Yeah.
So that goes to us, and I think that that's a good idea to take it out of the federal government's hands, because abortion and people's autonomy should not be
a government thing.
Women's over the government.
Women should not be a government should not be able to tell a woman what to do with her body.
Exactly. Well, not just the women, but just anybody in general.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So they put it in, and there are some. I think that the other people. I do understand the no abortions at all. I do understand that point, because they do make the argument of if somebody is raped, and I, just kind of cover that up. But if they are, then they could have it. Yes, they could go through with it, because that is in itself a social problem, because, the woman is carrying a baby that is, and they have to explain. They have to give the explanation of why they have the kid and where's the dad, who's the dad.
Yeah.
Then they have to go through all that. I completely understand that.
Horrible.
I do understand that. I think that I do believe in that exception, but they do make a good point that, all abortion is bad, and I do get that. It doesn't make it any less worse just because it's an exception, because, if you do give the argument that it is a human life in there, and life starts at conception, which I believe that it does.
It does, because I watched a video on this the other day. I don't know if you've seen this one. It literally, it was a sperm entering an egg, and then as soon as it entered, a little ricochet of light surrounds the egg.
Yeah.
And they can't fucking explain it. They said it's probably zinc being given off, giving that light spark, but it's literally light is given off.
Well, that's what it is. I mean,
light equals life. I can't remember what the verse it had beside it, but yeah.
Well, as soon as the sperm gets into the egg, that's life.
Yeah.
Life is about to happen.
And it literally lights up. Like, if you watch it lights up.
So I'm like, whenever I'm saying that I'm not saying that it's good in those situations that it could possibly happen, but
yeah.
I think that it's better. It could possibly be better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Because, you are still taking a life. If there is an abortion, you are still taking a life.
Yeah.
No question about it. But it's the, it's just the whole aura around how the life is being taken and why the life is being taken.
Yeah.
Because it could affect the person that is holding the life in them more negatively than if their child were to be, were to be born.
Yeah.
I think I said that right. I don't know if I did say that right. But it is a touchy situation. It's a touchy topic to some people, but I think it is a topic that people should talk about and not stray away from.
And not just that, but don't get mad. Keep a calm head about when you're talking about things. Like, if you get heated, you need to take a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breather, in and out 5 times.
Walk around the house.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and then come back to it, because it's one of those things that, like, how are we ever going to get past things if we can't talk about it?
Yeah, and just a whole emotional, rave around any sort of situation that people think that is a big ass problem, because abortion is a big problem, but how are we going to figure more about it and learn more about it? Because people will believe, like we was talking about earlier, people will believe anything if it strikes an emotion.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with Kamala Harris. That's why people are really, that's why these younger people, especially my age, and especially women, are getting more and more emotionally attached to her, because she spits this whole emotional, like, she gets asked a simple, like, yes or no question.
It's like, oh my God, back in 5th
Did
grade.
you hear that debate?
No, but
I watched the whole debate. I watched the whole debate, and that was, every time that I heard her talk, I literally cringed. I'm serious, because I'm dead ass serious, and I think that Trump could have did better. He definitely could have answered those questions a bit better.
Yeah.
And yeah, he got a little bit heated himself, and I don't think that he should have got heated, but she was just spinning a whole bunch of bullshit. But that was the whole purpose of what she was doing, is to get him kind of heated, so that he didn't have a proper train of thought, so that he could have answered the questions a little bit better. He didn't. He could have answered the questions a lot better, but she was gaslighting him the whole fucking time, and the two mediators was against him the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. How are you supposed to actually have a good conversation if you feel attacked the whole fucking time?
Exactly.
It should be a neutral ground, if you ask me. But if especially, I would be like checking their socials and seeing what they post about them in the previous years.
Yeah.
Because that will tell you whose side they are on. So it'll tell you who they are going after. Because, you're supposed to, you said it was a mediator or whatever, right?
Or some mediator, a quote unquote mediator.
Who does the questions and whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they need to be neutral.
They need to be. They should be.
They shouldn't be, it shouldn't, because I hate to say it, maybe. I don't know. It shouldn't be either side, because then you're favoring one or the other.
Exactly.
Or you're trying to specifically pick out questions to mess up your opponent.
That's exactly what the whole thing is. The whole system is against him, because he's trying to. And I'm not the biggest Trump lover or anything, but I mean, I think that he's definitely better than the alternative, and he can answer the questions way better than the other one. I'm actually serious, and he's not going to give you this whole emotional bullshit rigmarole about how he gets answered a yes or no question, and then he don't spit a whole bullshit story about, I grew up in the south side of Hickory, and it was so hard. We had broken doors.
We didn't have a fridge. We had a cooler.
Yeah. It's this whole bullshit story. Just say yes or no.
We had to dig into the ground and put the potatoes in the... I don't know.
Just answer the question, bro. Don't give a whole emotional fucking... we don't care about the emotions.
I want you to know where I came from, though.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You're going to be the lead. You're trying your best to be... You're in the race to be the leader of the most powerful country in the world. You need to at least be competent. You need to be able to answer questions.
And ABC 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. Without going off a script. If somebody asks you a random ass question.
Script. I heard there was a conspiracy. She was wearing those earrings that were microphones. Did you see that conspiracy?
Yes, I have. I seriously have. I want to... He's not going to debate. He already said that he's not going to debate again because of the whole...
attack.
The whole attack. It was all set up. Beforehand, before any of these new debates with Trump, I want you to tell me how many debates that happened with a full live audience. All of them. Or pretty much all of them. Because you can see in real time who the people's going for and who they ain't by the cheers. Just by the cheers. And they know the majority of people, he is an entertainer. Trump is an entertainer. They know by the majority of people that they're going to be cheering. Exactly. They're going to be cheering him on real people, not the paid ones.
Not the paid ones.
Not the paid ones.
Not the paid ones, America.
Yeah. There's going to be real people there that are going to be like, as soon as he says that, you should have been in jail. Because you'd be in jail.
My thing is that kills me. The thing that kills me is like she comes up there and puts on that whole front of I was the middle lower class, whatever, and then she's wearing a necklace that's like $30,000.
I've seen that too,
and it's like
I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah, like you literally got somebody's salary on your fucking neck, bitch.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, that's crazy.
Shit kills me.
No, that the whole thing is just insane in the membrane. It really is.
But it's one of those. It's just like
it's entertaining as hell.
It is, but it's just like I don't know. I agree with him on not wanting to do more debates because who would want to if you get attacked like that? Like,
exactly. They're attacking them from every single angle that they can think. They literally set the whole.
Once?
I think that they said they had to throw at least one hard question there. They did throw at least one hard question in there. It was one hardball question for her, and I'm pretty sure they gave him like 10. But the only reason that they gave her a hardball question, it was just to make it seem as if they're not against him. They're not against her. Or not against him. That's what I meant.
I was gonna say, did you see the little like memes or whatever, the little videos?
Quiet, I'm speaking.
The videos of not that one, but the what was it?
You know that one though?
No, I don't know that one.
He was in the middle of, he was like talking and she was trying to talk over him and he was like, quiet, I'm speaking. Quiet. He said, quiet, I'm speaking. I've
been like, whoever has the pen. No, I'm just joking. You remember that back in elementary school?
Yeah, whoever has the talking stick.
Yeah. That's who can talk.
Exactly.
But no, did you see the videos of Joe where Joe's like standing there, he gives his speech and then his wife steps up to give her speech, and about that time you see him just look off to the side and just start going to the side and they play an ice cream truck music.
It's seriously embarrassing. It has gotten to a point where every time, seriously, it's gotten to the point where I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, this is disgusting.
And that's how they see us, American. They see how they're like, they're weak, pathetic. Look at the man running the country.
Weak. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, if he fell down, I do not think he would get back up, folks.
He's fell down several times, and at this point,
he probably had help getting up.
He did every time. Seriously,
he did fall off the bike.
Remember,
he couldn't even ride the bike,
and then he couldn't even get back up. There was like 10 people there to help him. That is crazy, and he's tripping over shit all the time. He's constantly tripping. Stuff that's not there. He's constantly walking off. He's in like the pre-stages of dementia. Seriously, it's really, really bad. I'm actually serious. And that guy's running the country.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. And he was showing signs of this shit before he got elected.
I know.
And y'all elected him anyways.
I feel like that shit was rigged because there was one state that was one of the ones that had the most votes or whatever. It come up blue, but then turned red. Do you remember that?
I specifically remember.
And then they were like, he wins.
I specifically remember going to bed and Trump was winning by like 20%. Mm-hmm. And I went to bed at like 12 a.m. that night or some shit. And I got up in the next morning. I was like, damn, Trump is going to win. And then in the next morning, I woke up and Biden won the election.
That's bullshit.
Tell me how in the fuck he got all those goddamn votes. And please tell me, did you ever see any Biden signs out on somebody's yard?
Nope.
I never.
Hardly.
I probably once or twice, have drove by like 2 people's houses that had a Biden sign. But not
one or two.
Every single time that I would drive by somebody's house and they would have a sign outside, it would be Trump.
Yeah.
especially around here. Even in Charlotte, which is probably more democratic.
Yeah.
But even in Charlotte, I would just see a bunch of Trump signs everywhere, and that's why I don't believe it.
Then you gotta think how good he was running the country.
Yeah.
I mean, like how everything was up, jobs were up. I mean, it's crazy.
And then COVID happened, and then they blame everything on him for that shit.
Yeah, but like literally 2020 was what was it? Was it election year? Yeah, it was election year, wasn't it? And it's just like they started putting it out in March.
Yeah.
And because that was when everything started shutting down. Because I was supposed to have a trip up to Michigan with one of my friends to go up to.
And it was like, you got to have your mask.
No, they were actually at the time getting ready to put a ban on travel from state to state.
That is fucking insane.
And I was like, so you're telling me if I go up there for vacation, I'm stuck?
Yeah.
I can't be no, I have
that is
my
insane.
Pets. I mean, my dad would kept care of them, but still.
No, that is insane. State to state travel ban is insane.
And she was like, "Let me come to you because I could risk it more than you because I had a full time job at that I was working down here at Fresenius Kidney Care. Yeah, fuck y'all, but." I can't stand.
Whatever she said.
But anyhow, because they were trashy. They freaking CEO was making like $8 million, and then the other CEO was making like $3 million, and they couldn't even give us a raise.
Damn.
I was making as much as a grocery picker, and I had done 2 full codes and done full resuscitation, CPR, everything. I brought one. He was already gone, but the other one we brought back. He was like a grandpa to me, and I miss him still to this day, but because you get attached to him. Yeah. And we brought him back, and then he had another heart attack, sadly, on the way to the hospital.
Damn. Was this during COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. And those the just the whole COVID thing in general, like we started out on.
Yeah, dude.
Just the whole
and it makes
COVID.
me mad with the whole COVID shot because everybody's like, well, if you have the shot, you're fine. No, the fuck you're not.
Do you ever read any? Do you read books?
You will, when you come to my house, when I'm going to have, well, shit, you won't see it. I already packed them up. Damn it. I have 2 full bookshelves.
Oh, really?
And my headboard at my headboard's a bookshelf. So.
Well, there's a book that was written by, Robert F. Kennedy. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He wrote a book called The Real Anthony Fauci. I think that it's over there. But it tells about the whole situation with Dr. Fauci, which was the guy that was over the CDC at the time. And I got something in my eye. I think I got an eyelash in my eye. It's okay.
No, go fix it because you can scratch your eye.
That's okay. I'm scratching my eye right now.
Like actually, you're.
That's okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Anywho, he basically fucked him over. He basically fucked Trump over because he was supposed to take care of the whole COVID situation whenever he's the one that funded the whole shit. It was a whole bunch of lying, and then Trump was supposed to trust him, and he did. That was a lot of his mistake. He trusted a bunch of people that he shouldn't have, and they fucked him over.
That's shitty.
That is very shitty because the whole he didn't realize that the whole government was as bad as it is, and then he needs to clean the swamp, as they say. They want to clear out the swamp, and he's one of the advocates for it because he got fucked over so many times. He trusted so many people that basically went behind his back and then did the exact opposite, and he wasn't able to get a lot of the things that he was supposed to get done
because of them
because exactly intentionally because they didn't like what he was doing.
Probably taking money from their pockets,
and because that's why. The whole thing. So Fauci had used a lot of the taxpayer money, our money that we give to the government. He using a lot of that money and it's given to the CDC to make sure that none of these Center for Disease Control, none of these diseases attacks other people and then gets people fucked over. Yeah. So he used that money for something type of research. I forgot. Progression research, some sort of research that had to do with creating viruses that they think is going to happen and then creating them before they happen so that this is the whole rigmarole behind the whole thing, creating them before it happens and then going along with these businesses and funding these other businesses, having these other businesses fund as well. It's all in together with like the big pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and whatever the other ones are. But
Johnson & Johnson.
Yes, and then they're getting funded to have their vaccines in it as well. So then they get a kickback, and then the people who found it,
it's all a money racket.
Just like Fauci, he was the one that helped find the vaccine.
My thing is why are we making these diseases?
So then he gets kickback. Exactly, he gets kickback from if those vaccines are sold. So if the government,
oh yeah,
so that there was free vaccines, right?
Oh yeah.
How did we get those free vaccines? Paid for by the government. Government pays Pfizer and whatnot, and then Pfizer gives a kickback to Anthony Fauci, which is over the CDC.
Oh yeah.
So who founded
It's all about
who founded the helped find the vaccine?
That's why they wanted everybody to take it. That
literally, that was the whole scam. Seriously, that's exactly why they wanted to take it. Wanted everybody to take it so that they can make a fuck ton of money.
Oh yeah.
Which is
and all the re-uppers and all that shit.
He should be in fucking prison. I'm actually serious.
For
Anthony
real.
Fauci, he should 100% be in prison.
Anthony Fauci for prison 2025.
Yeah, you need to go to prison, buddy. It's seriously fucked up because that whole I was gonna say Bill fucking Cosby. Bill Gates was in this. Bill fucking Gates right here will fuck you over in your sleep.
Sit up, Bill.
Sit up, Bill. Sit up straight. Fix your posture, Bill.
Quit smiling.
He's cheesing hard. No, but Bill Gates is involved with like we were saying, is involved with a lot of the things. I haven't even finished the book, but I haven't even got to the halfway through the book, and I'm listening to it, and it's disgusting.
Did it mention Bill Gates?
Absolutely. He's involved with all that shit. They're all involved with it together.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up because it's all just like you said, a big money racket. Exactly. And then that's why people that love communism is coming into this country and is like, you know what? All this shit is fucked up, so we're going to vote for communism. And then they make it even worse.
I know.
Because then they want communism. And then you're like, what the fuck? Why can't we just meet in the middle?
My thing is like...
Maybe not socialism
something
either.
that makes me crazy is like, okay, you know that China owns farmland up in, is it Oklahoma or something?
Absolutely. They own farmland.
How many acres of farmland do we own in any other
that should
countries?
be illegal. It should 100% be illegal for other countries, foreign countries, to own farmland in America.
And I mean, well, I get the sense they want to better themselves or something, but we should create like a contract that we can... If they want that and we need to help provide food for their country and our country as well, we need to create some kind of contract that we will clear out so much land to plant farms just for them. They don't need to be over here.
Yeah.
I mean, like if they want to come and be a citizen or work visa, sure. I mean, whatever, because there are a lot of people who do work visas. I get it. You come, you try to help support your family. I get that. But like at the same sense, they shouldn't own the land. We should have a contract set up to where we help them to feed them. But,
if you're, and
I need to check my phone. Sorry.
Yeah, I do understand that. You're good. I do. They should definitely be an American citizen in order to own the rent. You can rent. I think that they should be able to rent.
Yes,
but definitely like owning land.
You need to be a citizen.
You should be a citizen. Yeah,
I feel that because that's only right. Because I wouldn't want to go out into like France or Italy and buy land and not be a citizen.
Not be a citizen. Yeah,
that is taking up somebody's property that if they grew up there could have.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me about these people coming out of state. I get the out of state. I'm not saying don't come here from out of state because I've met a lot of nice people from out of state that have moved here. I'm not saying that. I'm stating it's sad the fact that people who grew up here, like me, I can't afford the house. Like there was a 2-bedroom house right down the road from my dad's. That was, I want it so bad. They wanted $200,000 for it.
Yeah.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, $200,000?
Yeah, that's probably 10 years ago, too.
Oh, no, it was recent.
So now it's $400,000.
No, it was recent.
Oh, it was like 3 days ago?
It was $200,000.
Jumped up $400,000.
No. I'm saying it was $200,000. It's $200,000 flat. And the thing is that kills me back in the day when they sold it last. it was $135,000. They're trying to jack the price up that much.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, I know y'all want to get your cut, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is the people who actually live around here that would die to have a piece of land. Like, I would love to have some land near my dad's.
Yeah.
But I'm scared I won't ever have it because I can't afford it. And all the people out of state that have better paying jobs see this cheap land and go, ooh, let's buy it. And then they come in and buy it, and people who have grown up here can't live. Like, we can't find places to buy. Like, or can't afford it because they're jacking it up for the out-of-staters. So they can make their profit.
The New Yorkers. It's them damn New Yorkers.
Floridians.
And them Floridians. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Florida.
And them New Yorkers.
Yeah. Well, Florida was a great spot. I think that it's becoming more. It's definitely.
That's the retirement state, man.
Yeah, it's becoming. I think that it's becoming more like popular. Like I think that Florida is becoming the new New York. Yeah,
could be
because people were seeing cheaper prices in Florida, and then
New York is ridiculous.
Better taxes in Florida. You get to pay less taxes, and just in general, like people that were coming from New York and California to Florida, and people say that they like Florida a lot better, but I think that it's now becoming more popular, just like Charlotte.
Yeah,
we're North Carolina now. North Carolina is becoming a bigger. Yeah, it's becoming more gentrified.
Well, I think it was also because of the whole Cam Newton,
the baby.
That
Cam
too.
Newton and the baby.
The baby. the baby. He's a cute motherfucker. He's a smart motherfucker.
The baby. Yeah, I just listened to a music video by him yesterday. He just released like 2 or 3 music videos within 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been going crazy. He was like driving in Charlotte in one of those music videos.
Really? That's
cool.
Cool.
He was like in the middle of fucking Charlotte, riding around with no security.
One thing. Well, hey, that's my thing. Like that. I know some people would be, get shot at or whatever, but it's just like that's badass to me. Like
that's badass.
No security. Like
I don't
you can
think
handle
so.
Your own.
And that's just a perception that I got.
Hey, I mean,
my perception may not be reality.
I gotcha.
He may have had security. It just looked as if he didn't.
I gotcha.
So there could be people behind the camera that are just like standing there, like making sure he doesn't get hit or something.
Yeah, I feel that. But
oh yeah, I think we got a pretty good podcast here.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap this up.
Hey, can I give a shout out to my art?
Yes, absolutely you can. Absolutely, shout it out.
So Lulu's Creations, LULU apostrophe.
Go to it right
Creations.
now. Why is it Lulu?
Oh, that's my nickname.
Your name is Lulu?
My nickname is
Your
Lulu.
nickname is Lulu.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my dad gave it to me.
Oh.
When I was little,
he was Delulu.
he come by and he was like, Lulu, you want to help me take out the trash? And I was like, Lulu?
Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
I know, that's literally what my face read.
That's literally what you said. And he was like, you don't say that.
Oh, he would whoop my ass.
Like, you don't say those bad words.
Oh, now I've got a potty mouth, but
damn.
But no, he was just like, Lulu, you want to help me take out the trash? And I was like, what? And so it just stuck, and so Lulu's my nickname. So Lulu's Creations.
Shout out.
There's a bunch of them. I didn't know this. Mine, you have to go under pages.
You gotta find the right one.
Yeah, it's a witch with blue hair.
Yeah,
I painted it, and then the other one, actually. Can we show it to the camera?
Shout it out, yeah. Hell yeah.
I was going to say, this is what it looks like.
Go to Lulu's Creations.
That's what I'm going to do.
We love you so much. We want you to go to Lulu's Creations, and we want you to follow it and subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Just watch your cord. Yeah. That gets me every time. Go to that right now. Go like and subscribe. You liked your own page.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
I gotta support myself. Nobody else is going to.
No, just regardless, you gotta support yourself. Heck yeah, Lulu's Creations. Go subscribe to that.
I was gonna say,
like it.
I make paint.
Mm-hmm.
I make jewelry. I actually made the earrings and the necklace set that I'm wearing.
Yeah, that's really dope.
And then,
oh shit. Oh fuck.
These headphones.
Those headphones will fuck you over, yeah.
But I make jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I make wreaths. like for doors. You know, the wreath.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Then,
you showed me those.
And then I pin butterflies.
Yeah, I think that you showed me a couple of those too.
It takes me 3
Do you
weeks
put
to
them
do
in
those.
formaldehyde?
No.
Oh.
So they come whenever they die. Their wings are closed. So I buy them, and when their wings are closed, you have to cut the corners. They wrap them up in like what looks like parchment paper.
Yeah.
You have to cut the corners, and you have to put them in what is like your makeshift hydration chamber. You put sponges. You saturate them, put them in there. Then you take your butterfly and wrap it up in paper towels.
Yeah.
And then you put it in there, and you have to leave it for like 3 to 4 days, I think it is, depending on the size of the butterfly. And then you take them out, and you have to put a pin through their body.
Yeah.
Put them into a board.
Whoa. Why does it sound so dark?
Because you get beautiful things out of the darkness.
Whoa. Shout out. Okay.
And then you have to take and pull their wings apart and pin them. It's a very delicate process.
Damn,
and
you fuck a butterfly up.
You can break them. If they're not fully hydrated,
No.
yeah, you can break them, and it's really
You
sad.
can kill it again.
Not really.
Whoa.
But yeah.
You're basically double killing it.
And then on top of that, guess what else?
What?
I just got a tattoo gun.
So now you're going to start doing tattoos? Mm-hmm. With your license, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, you don't have to have a license in North Carolina. You have to have a permit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Through the health department.
Not
I've
even
looked into it.
Yeah,
That's
either
what it
way.
said. That's what it said, at least online.
She's going to do it legally.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not tattooing anybody until I've had at least 6 months practice on fake skin, and then I'm interning under a artist out of Hickory.
Okay.
And shout out Stony Weathers.
Yeah.
She done this one.
You're going to have to get some more tattoos on you, though.
Oh, I am. I haven't had the money.
Oh, I
told you paycheck to paycheck.
Well, that's what you're going to have to start
I've got
practicing
plans.
on yourself.
Plans.
Practicing on yourself.
I am. I'm going to do Appa, flying over mountains, from Avatar.
Appa, yes. Avatar The Last Airbender.
This is what this is.
Shout out Water, Earth, Fire, and Air.
Yep. So, in the order they say it on the
In
season.
order. Holy shit. Yeah, it is hard.
I'm going to do Appa, flying over some mountains on my side.
You're going to do it yourself?
Yes.
That's going to be dope.
And that's going to be my first tattoo. It's going to be on myself after I've had time to work underneath her with the fake skin too. Yeah. And on my own with the fake skin.
You should definitely do that.
And then I'm going to get into that.
That'll be really, really cool.
I'm excited.
Let me know. I'm down with the prison tattoos.
I was going to say, hopefully they don't look like prison dudes.
Hopefully they don't look like mine.
No, I'm saying, I didn't say that.
Yeah, hopefully they don't look like your stupid prison tattoos.
No, I like your tattoos. I told you I like your ghost earlier.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were talking
skeleton.
about this one.
No, but that one's the same one. It's cute too.
It is the same one. Shout out.
But no, I've had a couple people already offer me up their skin. They're like, yeah, you can tat me. And I was
exactly.
Like, okay.
They're like, yeah, we can get some cheap tattoos.
But
the
first one's going to be a big one on me. It's going to be the mountain from the Appa. So
shout out Appa.
Hey.
Shout out Appa.
Avatar.
Yep. Shout out Lulu's Creations.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also on TikTok too. You go. Let me make sure I say it right because I can't remember.
Yeah,
if I
go
put
to her TikTok.
I was gonna say
go like and subscribe and
my TikTok is just getting up. So
come on, everybody.
Oh shit.
Let's show support to the local people. You are the local. Let's show support. Yeah, y'all go to that right now. Let's go support that. And we're going to support you. We're going to get everybody to support you. And if y'all don't support her, then we're going to have some problems.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be dire consequences.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little sketchy.
Yeah, well, we're not going to tell you what we're going to do because it's going to be pretty bad.
It's going to be in the dark.
It's going to be in the dark too, and you don't want to find out what it is. So go support her. Then go support the podcast.
Yes.
Then go support.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I enjoyed it.
I really do appreciate it.
If you want me back, I'll come back.
Yeah, you should definitely come back.
We need to do one with Colby and Matt.
We need to do one with Colby and Matt.
Shout out.
Shout out to Colby and Matt. Shout out to Matt and Colby. Whichever way you want to put it.
Yeah.
We love you with all of our heart and soul. And have a good one.
Yeah. Deuces. Peace out.
Be cool.
Peace out, Girl Scout.